the lower part of the chin spoiler, if you want to call it that, air dam, diffuser, the lower part of that with the return underneath. And this will get welded to the front edge of the roll pan once I get all this welded together. That'll finish. This is the bottom, so it'll sit on the truck like that. Hey YouTube, has anybody seen Bigfoot?
Seen Bigfoot?
Yeah, we're trying to decide if Bigfoot's real or not. Anybody seen Bigfoot, let us know in the comments. Scott says no Bigfoot. I say it's possible.
Mark wants to hunt him.
I don't want to hunt him.
Shoot him.
I just want to know if he's real.
Why you keep calling the head for pictures you seen?
Well, there's girl Bigfoots too, but...
Oh, now there's families of Bigfoot.
Well, yeah, there's gotta be. How can you have Bigfoot without a family?
Families of Bigfoot, because nobody's ever really seen any.
You know that shit's real. I seen it on TV. What do you think, Tim?
Do I think Bigfoot's real?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't say he's real. I just say it's possible.
Yeah, I guess it's possible.
Anything's possible.
I think there's too many trail cameras. I think we would have seen it by now.
Well, there is some on trail cameras, but nobody believes it. It ain't like Tim's videos. This is real. This is real stuff here, man.
This isn't the fab shop anymore. It's a conspiracy shop.
Yeah, he's probably tired of everybody using his name, and he ain't getting paid either.
Only people paying him Slim Jim.
I have to figure out where to end this thing. That's what it's got to look like.
A lot of bending.
Yeah, we gotta make this out of them. Oops.
Man, Snittle. You know, fucking Bigfoot hunt this weekend.
Bigfoot hunting.
Now we're moving on to the front, and this is the very first pieces of making an engine bay. We're gonna make the whole engine bay out of cardboard, get everybody's seal of approval, meaning my boss and my partner Mark, and then most importantly is the customers. They'll come in, check it out. If they like what we have going on, want to make changes or just give us the go ahead and turn it all into metal, then that's what we'll do. But this is a very, very important step, making it in cardboard first. We can make changes real quick and easy with the cardboard if we're not liking something. And then sometimes our idea just flat don't work, and the cardboard lets us know that before we invest in bending up a bunch of metal. So this is the radiator cover. It's going to be done in 2 pieces. It's just a start. We got to make that first piece to get it going, get the momentum flowing, and here it is. So as you can see, we've modified this a lot already to go with what we're thinking our idea is going to be. This piece will be the new radiator cover flange part. It'll get broke here. It'll break right along here. Factory, this had a big step up thing with a tall, skinny radiator. We mentioned earlier that we built our own core support and put a wider, more modern car radiator to go with the modern motor. So with the extra coolant and the extra flow, we got rid of that big top piece, which is also getting rid of the whole latch. Everybody sees the latch. That's the part that I hate on all custom engine bays. Everything's really badass and cool. No matter who did it, they did a badass job. And then all of a sudden there's this spring and this latch thing sticking right up in the middle. And it always chips paint and whatever. It's just super hard to make them look good. So what we did on our previous truck is we made an engine bay without the latch. There's no latch on the metalwork and there's no latch in the hood. What we did was we put pins in the side. There's electric pins, and the pins will come out and pierce into the sides of the hood, and that's what holds it down. So we'll have electric switches on here. You hit this one, you hit that one. The pins will retract and we can lift the hood, and that keeps everything nice and clean. Super cool little detail trick. The problem with it is, because that latch is not there, nobody notices that it's not there. But when it's there and scratched up and ugly, that's what everybody tends to look at. But when we say, hey, there's no latch, we put custom pins to hold the hood down, then people freak out. So we're going to do that trick again on this truck. It worked out really well on our truck Kingpin, was the 4-door dually diesel Ford. This one's not quite that big of a build, but we're going to throw a lot of those crazy tricks in here. So with that being said, this piece will lay right here. Like I said, it's just a rough mock-up, gets me going. I'll do some measurements off of this, and then we're talking about dropping down a sidewall and then building a little round wheel tub in there. Something a little different than what a lot of the Ford engine bays have. A lot of them just taper down the real cleaned up stock looking inner fender. We're going to try and do a little bit more of a modern car inner fender look. Got it kind of pictured out in my head. Hopefully it looks as cool when it comes to reality. Them back corners right here are really ugly, so we're going to address some detail in that area. Talking about bringing the sheet metal all the way over to this edge and coming down, and that creates this drop down pocket, and then we'll do a little wheel tub over it. So the wheel tub will dive into that edge and that edge. So we'll use that firewall and then clean up some of the ugly spots of the firewall, which Ford put in. This will be reverse flanged. So the reverse flange thing means it'll have no exposed bolts, no hardware. So we'll actually cut this all the way off the fender, build a flange that hangs down. Then our sheet metal will have a flange, and when they go together, the bolts will go in underneath. And this would be like a prime example. So if the fender had a flange and this flange, and the bolts go through here underneath the sheet metal. So with the wheel off, we put all the bolts in. From the top side, you see nothing. Not a crazy trick, but it's a trick that makes the stuff look cool. And we'll do that down both sides and across here. So it'll be no hardware. Everything will be real smooth and clean looking. Not a lot of bead roll going to go on in this. This top panel have just a couple little deep grooves. Guys are going with like a really deep, just lines. Kind of almost looks like a factory stamping kind of deal. We're going to do that on this one. What I'm picturing is in the little wheel tub area, I'll do like 3 lines on each side. And then up through here, I'll do a couple lines, maybe groups of 2, 3 groups of 2 or something. I think it'll make it really cool. Something a little bit different, but simple. Simple and clean's what this one's after. So Can't be too simple, then it gets boring. So we put a little bit of candy in there, keep it clean. It'll have a really cool engine bay. Now they got a couple sizes. So this will get us in the market of what we're looking for. Looks a little more rounded.
That looks good.
Definitely soaked up. Now my thing don't fit. So I'm trying to have this step down all the way around. This will be stepped back a little bit so you don't pinch your fingers. I step that in. I think that'll be kind of cool.
Got a flat spot.
Had to cut it and widen it out to make this panel follow the frame rail. So I just welded that all in. Got a little front down spot there on that curve. But being on that curve, it's really strong, so it takes a lot of hammering to get that to come up and out. Can't hardly see it, but you can feel it.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more build videos like this, help us out by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. And it's a little thing to do, but don't forget to turn on those notifications. If you want to buy merch, go to store.classiccarstudio.com. See you next time.